to go. Yeah. You know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on. Now let's listen.
I love that song. Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense
Plus more.
Plus More. By the way, I hear a delay.
Oh,
Like and
on me.
subscribe.
Oh,
Hmm?
oh,
Like and
on me.
subscribe. No, not on you. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Yeah, that's on me. So you keep the show going. I'll be
All
right
right.
back.
All right. Well,
Try
this
not
is
to lose any listeners.
thanks, Mom. This is mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Still wanting to get our theme song on. So I'm playing it on my phone, just right to the mic. We're gonna get the theme song directly electronically into the computer. I'm still thinking of topics for today. I do have my word of the day. And let's see. I don't know. There's not much else. I feel prepared as I can for the show, for our conversation. And
Oh, don't worry, audience. I'm back. Oh, I forgot my tea and my water and everything. Anyway, welcome to the show. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Nathan, for carrying the show on while in my absence. Can we get to the word of the day right away? What do you think?
yes. Yes, word of the day right away. My word is calamity.
Calamity. Calamity.
Calamity. And it means an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. The journey had led to calamity and ruin.
Oh, what a nice way to start the show. It may be foreseeing the calamity of this show. The show may be a calamity.
Well, the show's already been a calamity, if you ask me.
Get it? I did ask you. Is the show a calamity? We haven't even
Is
started.
this show a calamity before it's even started? So yes, I saw that word. I didn't really know what it meant, and I just thought it's a funny word, but it's not really a funny definition.
But it is a good word. I love that word, calamity. There's a very famous cartoon character. Her name is Calamity Jane. Do you know about her?
Yes, that does sound familiar. I knew there was a calamity. I just couldn't place it.
There you go. You see why you need your mother? Well, I have to say that I was very lazy, and this word and I really rag on people that use this word. It's used on the sports shows that I listen to, and one word, and I say, "Oh my God, is that the only big word you know?" And I'm using it. The word is plethora. Have you heard of that word before?
I do know that word.
Plethora.
It means a large assortment.
A very large amount of something, especially a larger amount than what you would need, want, or can deal with. a plethora of calamities.
That's a lot. That's terrible. Plethora of calamity. Yeah, a lot more than what I would want or need. That's really good. That's a good word.
It is a good word. And so what I wanted, one of my topics today is the stories and the plethora of stories that are constant in the head, never ending, never ceasing, always popping up. And what do I do with these? The plethora of stories, the plethora of calamity stories, because all the stories, there's no good news.
No, and if it's a plethora of stories, and we are going to have a calamity.
Oh boy, trying to keep up. Good job.
So yeah, so what's going on with your plethora, with your stories?
With
What do
my
you do
plethora?
with your
Well, I think I'm going
plethora?
to have my plethora removed, if you know what I mean.
Well, I advise you remove that plethora immediately.
Okay, well, I got to go then.
Bringing back
Let
our
me,
falderall.
yes. Let me share a story. And it happened last week and I just forgot to share it. This is another from here to Uranus kind of story.
Yes. All right.
Have you ever heard of a deconstructed sandwich?
I can't say that I have.
Well, I went to Jimmy John, and one of the things about Jimmy John is if you don't make the sandwich dry or have them make the sandwich dry, the bread gets soggy. Have you noticed that?
No, I've had the opposite problem where it's too dry.
Oh, well, that's not going to help this story. But
No.
so I went into Jimmy John's last week and I wasn't going to go right home and I didn't want my sandwich wet and I didn't want the bread mushy. And so I asked them, could they just make everything separate or put everything separate, the lettuce separate, the onion separate, the cucumber separate, give me the mayonnaise, everything separate. And then the guy behind the counter, which is a youngster, probably in his 20s, looked like I asked him for the nuclear bomb equations. Huh?
Mhm.
I said, just make it separate. I don't want the bread. I want the bread wrapped up separately, the tuna wrapped up separately. Well, we don't have any containers to put any in. We don't have containers. What would I put the tuna in? And then I looked, and I'm just looking, from the cash register, and I see these styrofoam water cups. Put the tuna in the water cup. Huh? Put the tuna. And I have to say that just the experience of this person just went around and around in a circle doing something other than what was programmed. And it took my practice to accept that. How can you not understand to make everything separately? And I even asked him, I says, anybody ever asked that before? No. Is that really a crazy ask?
I think so. I mean, why not? It sounds like you just went grocery shopping.
No, what?
Put here's my lettuce, here's my tuna, here's the tomatoes, and put it all in a bag. I mean, aren't they there to make a sandwich for you? A sandwich deconstructed is not a sandwich. Am I wrong here?
Well, you know what? Now that I'm listening to you, you may be right, but that's not going to make me wrong.
Well, that's true, and I do. Well, the point of your story, well, I hear two things: is one that he was something new that hasn't been asked for, and then everything's all thrown off because it's new and it's off the plan, And then I heard you with the bringing in your practice for peace.
Well, did you hear me ask first? I mean, what is so difficult about putting everything separately in a bag just one time? Why do I need to walk into a sandwich place and walk out with a sandwich? Can I walk into a sandwich place and walk out with ingredients to make a sandwich?
Well, that doesn't sound too crazy now that you put it that way. It's just something I think that just hasn't been done before. I'm not surprised to hear that that was the first time he'd experienced that.
Well, it's
And
going to be
I
the
do suggest next time just going to Ralph's. Get your bread, get your mayonnaise, get your lettuce, check out, and then make your. I mean, what did you make your sandwich when you got home?
Well, yes, but I wanted Jimmy John bread and I wanted Jimmy John tuna.
That does make sense.
Can I get a it makes sense, and I'm telling you. So this is the thing when and I'm just talking in general, when people are so programmed to do one way and something else comes in, it is a real shaker upper. These people get shaken up by doing something different.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I get shaken up doing something different. I think every being and
Program
animal
being.
person, I think everything gets shaken up if there's something new. That's the whole point.
Well, I was I was
Well,
not understanding why that was such a big deal. I couldn't understand that at all.
mm,
I just if somebody asked me to put all the ingredients for a sandwich into a bag, I could do that in 2 seconds. In fact, that's easier than making a sandwich,
I think
isn't it?
it it is it's a lot easier. I think I would be it's such a off the wall request. I would be worried that the customer would be trying to sabotage me.
Listen, let me tell you something. Remember when you lived with me in Oregon
Yes, I'll
and I
never
gave
forget
you
it.
yes, it was 6 months of pure heaven for me and 6 months of pure hell for you. But I digress. I just remember before you left giving you your medical walking papers and saying, yes, you are okay to go out into the world. But now that you're talking about worrying about a customer trying to sabotage you, I'm taking those papers back. You're not, you're not supposed to be walking around.
Well, I mean, in all fairness to everyone who is listening, you've taken those papers back numerous times.
Oh, I just
I-
forgot.
I've been disapproved many times.
Oh, okay.
And you're
Well,
gonna
at
have
least
to you're gonna have to pull me back with a ball and chain, and you're gonna have to catch me first.
well, I didn't remember that. But okay, good. Yes, at least I'm consistent
Yes.
because there is a plethora of reasons that no,
Well,
you,
listen, it would be a calamity if we lived together again. I can be sure of that.
no, it would not be a calamity. It would be paradise.
There'd be a plethora of good moments.
Yes, it would be. So let's go.
All right. Well, that's really funny, and I was gonna say something about putting your sandwich ingredients in a bag, and I forgot it now.
It probably
Oh,
wasn't
the
funny.
sabotage. Yeah. My thought process would be, are you sure you brought these things in a bag? I would be confused. Well, because it's not really my job to put things in a bag.
What?
I was I wasn't hired to put things in a bag. I was hired to make a sandwich.
Well, so then we're gonna move from this topic. So then I'm gonna say that yes, so you and the gentleman working at Jimmy John's, you're both nuts.
I'll take it. Next.
Next topic. I'm gonna get some water. Oh,
Pardon
cough
me.
it through. Mm.
I'm gonna
And
take a
usually
break
that's
too.
I would say, that's what you get, but no, I can't do that. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Keep coughing, cough it out.
Thanks. Whew. Just went down the wrong pipe there. It's a lot of nonsense.
You have a pipe?
You're really into the nonsense part today. It's fun.
I am. Well, last week was so serious.
So serious. I had to really drag you through the entire show.
Thank you. All right, your topic.
No, it was a good show. They're all good shows.
They're great shows.
Yes. I don't really have a topic off the top of my head.
What?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. mm,
You don't have a
well,
story from here to Uranus? You don't have a funny story this week?
well, I probably do. I'll say one topic is this story or desire to have everything be knock your socks off, so good. Oh, yesterday was such a great day. My class was so good. What our show was so good. And can the show sometimes be good? Can my day be does everything have to be knock your socks off? Because if it's not, then I have a judgment around it. And I'm thinking it should have been, or whatever, it's not good enough. And I am coming to accept, or at least practicing accepting that like a Seinfeld episode where there's some that are really, really funny, and there are some that are funny, but they're not the tippy top. So, but they all have their place. So that's my topic and what I've been practicing this last few days.
That's such a great topic. It's such a good talking point. You're bringing in more than one element. So one of the things I mean I was when I was younger, probably your age, a little bit younger. I In fact, dad used to say, "You want Disneyland every weekend. Every weekend you want Disneyland." And that's just not how life is. And then when I get Disneyland, that Disneyland vibe where my ego says, "Oh, this is great. And how do I have more of this? And how do I experience more of this?" And really getting to a point, I have to say that it's the rejoice quickly, recover quickly, the good moments, all those moments. You said it. It's about judging. One moment is better than the other. I was sitting here last couple of days, I didn't leave the house except for physical therapy. So what kind of day is that? Didn't leave the house. I could sit there and beat myself up, and what a wasted day, wasted. And I've had a lot of days that I've had to just sit, especially the first couple of weeks. I had to just sit here. And am I going to think that what a wasted day? And the comparing moments, even the best of the best of the best of the best moments are over. Next moment. So what you said is just practice all of the moments without judgment, and I'm just experiencing that. Oh, this is great, because that is just, for me, that's just an invitation to fall off the cliff.
Yeah, I love that judging the moments. All and the moments do pass. Even the best, the worst, the middle moment, the neutral. All the moments pass, and even attaching a good story around it can be can take away from my peace if I'm stuck on it, hanging on to it. So yeah, and like you said, the last couple of days, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Didn't get outside. Whatever happened, looking back on the day, yeah, it was what it was. Wasn't good or bad, unless I say
And
it is.
and so I want to ask, what entity is saying? I mean, when I say I sat down all day, I went out physical therapy, and the rest of the day, walking around, sitting, walking, but did not leave this house. And but the ego, the mind, the person will tell me, will try to convince me what a waste, what not even productive. You didn't even, I mean, I have things I could do. You didn't do anything. I'm done with all of that. I'm done with giving more power to my ego. And in fact, Nathan, it's an identity crisis. I go to the physical therapy. I've gone 3 times now. 3 times. The first time, it was I'm going to use this word, disaster. I walked in with my identity. I walked in with my identity that I'm a fitness instructor. This place, have physical therapy, and then they have physical therapist assistants, the people that give you the exercises. And I walked in looking at these people, ordering these other people exercise. Nobody has good form. They're not on my level. I walked in that first day and I had so many problems with, this person doesn't really care. They're just going through the motions. It's just a job. You can get the energy. You can tell. So many problems. The second time I had so many problems. And then yesterday was the first time I left my identity in the goddamn car. I left that Rebecca Norrington identity in the car, and I walked in there, and I was friendly and friends with all the people, even the ones that I know don't really care, are doing it just for a job. Leaving that identity, leaving that aerobic instructor, fitness instructor, I know this, leaving it. It was an hour of peace.
So nice. An hour of peace. So did you have a moment in the car before, or did you know you left it, or are you just intending to leave it, or it just ended up happening that way?
The first 2 visits, I was so off and so unhappy and so bothered and so annoyed by everything that happened in that place. From the receptionist to the physical therapist to the technicians. I was to the page, to the clients. I found something wrong with my identity, found something wrong. This aerobic fitness instructor identity found something wrong with everything. And then I knew I had to do something, and I knew it was the identity. So I made I'm practicing. I'm not bringing my identity in, and everything just into this,
Mm.
melted into this peaceful. The receptionist, good morning. Stupid questions. Okay. Sign in. I already signed in. Oh, you didn't. Oh, there it is. All of the little foibles,
Foibles.
all of the foibles were just boof, 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 boof. Watching people exercise wrong. Boof. Oh, one lady. This how she instructs. Lift up, bring it down. Lift it up, bring it down. I almost killed myself. But that day, leaving my identity in the car, I've never consciously said I'm leaving it in the car like that. Never. And it is a big difference. And so all of my issues, all of my suffering, all of my are attached to me identifying with this Rebecca Norrington and her wants and desires and preferences. And I'm done with it.
Hmm. That's a really good story, and I can relate. I mean, I can just picture myself in a place like that, or a setting, and watch all the things that could that Nathan could look at through Nathan's lens and be, for me, judgmental, bothered, whatever by. And yeah, it's nice. I'm inspired to do that today in all the little environments I'm in, or the moments, and just not wanting to get tripped up by that, because when it takes over, when I'm looking through that lens of Nathan, I'll find anything, and I can feel it in my body. It just feels like a tightness. It feels like I'm on the hunt, like I'm almost in a fight, like I'm fighting the moment, or there's just an edge. And for me, it does help me to do it before, just give myself a little heads up. Like, sometimes I'll get to a destination and I'll stay in the car for a minute, not long, but I've been, if I can remember to, and if I have the time to, not get to my destination and jump out of the car right away. Take a moment in the car. Okay, I'm going in CVS, or I'm going in the gym, or I'm going in to pick up food, and just having a moment to myself to gather who I am. Like you said, who am I really? And yeah, this is for my piece, and especially over things that I don't know, just are not that big of a deal.
And so now you're bringing up another topic, which is an ongoing topic for me, is thinking something is serious, thinking something is important. This is serious. This is important. And anytime I attach that energy to anything, and it's usually it's one of my go-tos. I don't really have the expectations that much, but I definitely, one of the Rebecca Norrington identity go to is, this is serious. And it just snowballs and snowballs. And what you talked about earlier, I feel like it's a taking over. I'm 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 being, what is it, possessed, taken over by this entity that, and I'm halfway relating. Yeah, this is me. This is me. And it's just, I'm being more aware and letting that go. Because it is the possession. It is the takeover. It is an identity takeover. But the thing is, in Nathan and I had that identity issue challenge in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, having an identity crisis, or fake identity, identifying with this ego, identifying with this person. And I'm letting it go, practicing letting it go.
So good. I have a couple other topic ideas coming to me. One of them is, but this is a letting go.
Oh, I thought you had
Well,
a,
unless you
oh
unless
yeah.
you have another, unless you have
No,
another
no,
one.
no, 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 please. I'm all ears.
Well, I'll do a little falderall
Oh,
whenever
oh,
you're ready.
yes, I'm
Well,
ready.
this just peeled off right now. This one.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
Yeah, it just was peeling it off, just picking at it. It's kind of fun.
Good
So I don't know.
job.
I don't know. I'm trying to let it grow out, but this one came off, so that's that. I'll say, though, there's two things coming to me. One of them is meditating. I heard that one of the guys I listen to, he gives a short spiel about meditation and little tips and just talking about it. And one thing he said yesterday was, we're not meditating to change ourselves, is what he said. And I really like that because I do have a story and an expectation that I am changing myself by doing that or by whatever I do. And he said, no, we're not trying to
Changing which self? Changing which self?
And then he said, he said, I know you're so all about the identity right now. You're identity obsessed, which is good. You have to be, because the identity
I'm
is
not gonna
obsessed with taking you over.
I'm not going to latch on to a fake identity.
Well, you're doing a great job.
But keep going with your story.
So then,
No.
uh,
Like and subscribe, like and subscribe.
like and subscribe, like and subscribe. See, one thing that's why I think you'd be a good fighter, because once you have them down, you just keep going. That's what you're supposed to do until they're knocked out. And they have to literally have to get the referee to pull you off of them to let you know that the fight's over. The fight's over. You got me. I'm back.
Oh, you give up?
I don't give up. I'm knocked out.
Oh, well, if you're still talking, you're not knocked out.
That's true. Well, because you
I'm
can
not
tap out. Well, then you can tap out or get knocked out. I'm tapping out.
okay, good. Well, I'm tap dancing all around you.
I know you are. Anyways, so oh yeah, the meditation, you're not trying to be and we're not trying to change ourselves, and we're also not trying to act I'm paraphrasing, but not trying to act like we meditate or act like we're a person that meditates. We just do it to be with ourselves. So I really like that. It helped me take away the expectation of what I'm doing.
Just sitting silent, sitting quiet.
Yeah, and he said like it's just we're just I think he said just being with ourselves. I don't know if he said learning about ourselves, but just that's all we're doing. Just being with ourselves.
And then you just have to make sure you know which self you're being with, because the real being, there. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, all right.
I just printed this out.
My alarm is going off.
What?
We'll give everybody a break.
Where's my co-host?
Had a
He's
few breaks today.
I know. Nice breaks. Good breaks.
Yeah.
So one of the things, let's see what you're talking about, awareness, being awareness. Let me see. Okay. So can you, okay. So this is the test. Scratch that. This isn't a test. This is the exercise. So did we do the stare at the blank wall yet?
I mean, you've talked about that before, yes.
So stare at a blank wall and try to stare at the blank wall without having any thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to stare at it without having any thoughts. And then when you're there, usually thoughts come up. But then step out of it and witness yourself staring at the wall, experiencing thoughts. So it's really about a witness. So when I'm in that witnessing state, when I'm in that state of awareness, these are the questions. So I'm going to ask you. So when you're in your state of awareness, in your whatever you want to call it, highest self, spiritual self, consciousness, when you're at that highest state, and it's the same state you're in, Nathan, when you you say you used to go outside when you were in on trips and you would just look at the stars and you would be able to just go to another place in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
a more of a conscious place. So when you're in that conscious place, question, are are you an object? So these are just yes or no questions. Are you an object in that conscious state?
Mm, uh, I'm not sure how to answer that one. I would say yes.
Okay. Are you feeling in the conscious state? Are you feeling anything?
Oh, I get what you're getting at. No.
So are you an object in your highest state?
Well, the correct answer is no.
Thank you. Are you having a mood? Would you have a mood in that highest state?
No.
Is that highest state related to attached to any kind of religion?
No.
Can you get be depressed or can you get sick in this highest state?
No.
So you get exactly what I'm talking about. In the highest state, none of this entity, none of this ego, the ego can't even have a conversation with the highest state.
Well, the ego can do whatever ego wants to do. But I get what you mean. It's formless. It's the universe. It's the energy. It's the godlike energy. It's yes, that goes beyond the body, the soul, so to speak.
Well, you said it, formless,
Hmm.
formless. There's no beginning and no ending. There's no judgment. Does it belong to anyone? No. So this is where I'm headed, on a fast train with a one-way ticket to Awarenessville.
Hmm.
And
I am.
I'm serious.
Well, I know you're very serious. I'm serious too. I'm headed there. I'm already there. I've been there, and I'll keep going there and keep being here. And as long as the object, Nathan, the object, the form is on this earth, I'm gonna let Nathan have his fun and let him do whatever he's doing and run around and till he can't anymore.
Well, I'm going to live in the world, but not of the world.
Well, when you start doing that, let me know. Give me a call.
I'll call you right now.
I'll make sure to turn my ringer off.
I'm gonna call you right now, and it's a plethora of ideas that I have for you.
All right. Hello.
Hi, it's me.
Good to hear from you. I'm a little busy right now doing a show, but did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I just love you a lot, and keep listening to your mother.
All right, thank you. I love you too. But that was nice.
Yes.
That was like a side swipe. I'm in trouble or not in trouble, but Nathan come into the kitchen. I something I want to tell you in the kitchen, and I go in the kitchen. There's a bowl of ice cream.
And you didn't like that.
No, kind of like I didn't like what you just did. No, I liked it. It's very sweet. It's sweet. Listen, with you, it's what is it, like a crap shoot? Is that what it's called? It's a box of chocolates. It always For the most part, it tastes good. You just don't know what's going to be inside the little chocolates.
It's called being unpredictable,
Yes, which is
whimsical, fun, foible, just a plethora of experiences with light and just can we just allow the moments to unfold?
yeah, I love, yes, let it spontaneous. Yes, let them happen. Yes, yes.
So there's a difference between a planned existence or a spontaneous existence. And I'm going for the spontaneous now.
Well, circling back to your story of Jimmy John's, that seems on brand for you. And this poor young man seems like he was not in the state of spontaneous and let it flow and go with the flow and unplanned and
He looked like he was being tortured.
well, probably not too far off. No offense.
No offense taken.
Well, we're coming up to that time.
I know, and look at that, 9:56 Pacific Standard Time. I just want to circle back to staying as awareness, staying being aware, staying living, just being aware. That is my only job now. Be aware, aware of the stories, aware of the judgments, aware of all of it. Just staying aware, being aware. Because I'm chucking this human stuff. No, I'm done with the human, jumping on to the other train where all
Mm.
the weirdos are.
Yeah, well, save me a seat because I'd like to jump on it too.
All right. Well, you already have a seat right next to me.
Are there any other seats available?
Yes, there's a seat right in front of me,
Oh, that sounds a little bit better.
or maybe on the other side of me.
No, I'll sit next to you. We're next to each other on the train. I think that's our
Oh,
assigned seats.
oh, good. Yay. And then I just want to say about the nails, just let them come off
I
one
I
at a
was I
time.
was, and then it was poking up, so it was half on, half off, and I just was gently getting it off. And it is a
Or else
little.
you could clip it. You could clip it.
I've been clipping it, and then I clipped it too short because I can't even see the sunset, so I clipped it too short the other day, which you know
Don't do that.
is
Don't
not
do that.
good.
Don't do that.
No, I
You
won't do
know,
that
you really do need to move back in with your mother.
again.
Move back in. Move
Move
back
back
in.
in.
Move back in.
Well, I'm not saying it wouldn't be there'd be some very good enjoyable learning experiences. There's a lot of benefits to moving back in with you.
I'm just thinking for the growth factor. I mean, you go from here, zoom.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I think I get enough from a longer distance, but maybe I need more of a master class again.
Move back
Back
in.
in.
Move
Move
back
back
in.
in.
Move back in with your mother. Move back in with your
Oh
mother.
man.
She's not like any other. Move back in with your mother.
I'll think about it.
I'll stink about it.
Let's think about it. Well,
What a
no, this
what a
was so fun.
it was a
Yeah,
lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Anything else you wanted to touch on or we
Well,
got it?
I'll just say the same thing you said is just a plan and an intention and a focus to stay aware of what entity is if I'm in that formless state. I love what you said about looking at the wall and then witness Nathan looking at the wall. Those are two very different. I see an image in my mind of literally looking at myself as if it was a camera on side of the room. That helps me. So I want to keep that with me today. That's what I'll
Good.
leave today.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Well, what a great show. I'm ready for the outro.
Let's go.
Now, did you do a shorter one?
No, but I
Oh,
will do a
good.
shorter one
No, I
right
like the
here.
long.
Making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's over. Now let's listen.
Until next week,
All
let's
right.
listen.